the CS Public Service. Mary Keitany has promised to do that. Silvana Sosoro has threatened to impeach or to push for a motion of impeachment. Do these serve the president or the administration of the day such chance when the issue is about abductions?
First of all, appointed politicians in Kenya, especially the one who serve in the cabinet, probability of them resigning on their own motion is almost zero, because the political capital you get is almost zero. But when you get fired, then you can go back to your village in a huge motorcade and say that I've been fired because I was supporting you. And that is a very good art in political science, because that's what all politicians tell us, that in fact I'm fighting for your rights. Now, in the next week, Monday, Donald Trump is going to be inaugurated into office. One of his rallying calls was he was telling people that all these court cases you see, it's not about it's not about you people, it's about me. They want to get me because as soon as they get me, then they'll come for you. So I'm the buffer. And he told Americans that if you don't elect me, you're going to be in trouble. So if Muturi gets fired, he'll go back to his populace and tell them that I was fired because I was fighting for your rights. Don't forget the fact that Muturi wanted to become president of the Republic of Kenya. And he did campaigns for a while, and then at some stage he said, no, wait a minute, I'm not going to work with Kenya Kwanza. So there's a very high probability that his presidential interests were just placed on ice, and he has now seen an opportunity where he can resuscitate the ice. And what is the best way to do this is to look for very hot water, pour it on the cold ice, and then it becomes a liquid, and then you go to the next level. So probability of him resigning on his own motion is zero, because if he resigns, it will be covered for maybe a day or two, and then he will slide into history books, into a dark forest. Nobody would know him. Now, the MPs who are suggesting that he should undergo an impeachment motion will be handing over to Muturi a red rose. They'll be giving him political capital, because going through the motions of impeachment will give Muturi the political capital he's looking for. And there's a very high probability that when he rises to defend himself, if indeed what the headlines are talking about are spilling the beans, then during the impeachment motion, I don't know the next level after spilling the beans. I don't know whether he's going out to open floodgates and have all the waters, all the fires like what we see in California. But I can predict that wherever he's seated, when he has his MP saying that they want to impeach him, he's rubbing his hands with glee saying, bring it on. This is actually what I want. And in my view, any member of the National Assembly suggesting impeachment is actually being naive, wet behind their ears, because it appears then they don't understand the political situation. Mm-hmm. But critically speaking, as Muturi spills the beans, he's given his side of the story. There's a very valid expectation from Kenyans that all the people who have been mentioned here also give their side of the story. And how are they going to give this side of the story? In my view, this matter now must be taken by the relevant committees in the National Assembly or Senate, so that people have very elaborate presentations. There's even an opportunity for cross-examination. I don't know whether the standing orders provide for that, so that all these people flood Kenyans with information to allow rational Kenyans to take a decision. Because since time immemorial, every story has got two sides. For instance, he said he had the president speak with the NIS director. So we'd like to know, I mean, what was the distance between him and the president? How did he know that the president was speaking to the NIS director? And did he listen to the entire conversation? Is there a bit more information that he listened that he has not yet made public that would be of interest to Kenyans? So all these people, when they're mentioned, then it will even make our institutions very strong. And this is what we need as a nation. For me, I choose to look at it that this is an opportunity for us really to interrogate these public servants of rank and understand, do these public servants of rank in fact work for morale, or do they work for their individual interest? Mm-hmm. If you flip the coin, say if Muturi's son had not been abducted, as he says, would he have taken this opportunity to do a news conference on Sunday? Would he have taken this opportunity to say that he's unhappy with the state of abduction, or he would have sat still at his residence and have his coffee as the rest of the Kenyans are complaining about abductions in high pitches. So having a parliamentary hearing, in my view, would be very useful so that we have a clarity on this matter.
Okay. The cartoon on the Star today paints a picture of a flock of sheep, most of them white, but now one depicting the CS for Public Service as a black sheep. Yet you can still see a few other black sheep within the larger